Alright guys, so today's currently July 7th, 2025, and today I took two trades, both on NASDAQ, and one resulted in a $800 loss and the other one resulted in a $825 win. So on the day, minus the fees, we're roughly up like $15.38. I do want to go over some things that I could have done better for next time. And honestly, it is kind of a reoccurring theme here. FOMO got the best of me. So yeah, let's just get straight to the trade idea. So as you can see here, this is my Top Step account. This is the 50K Combine. This is the trading history right here, two trades. So basically the setup was during London session. Initially for this trade, right? Honestly, if I had just left my limit order and let price come to me, I wouldn't have taken an $800 loss, right? So my first trade idea going into London session was that price would retrace into, the drawn liquidity right here is these swing lows, right? I'm looking for price to continue lower. And basically during London session, I was like, okay, I'll wait for price to potentially sweep this before coming down. And that never actually happened during London session. It happened afterwards. And for the $825 win, I actually set a 3 contract short limit order that I forgot to take off. So this trade was basically pretty much luck, right? So I first placed this limit order right here, and then I completely forget about it because I'm focused on London session and what's actually happening. So honestly, I got a little bit FOMO'd into this trade. Basically, right over here, SMTs formed, price on NQ was going up, and then ES was going down. This was the drawn liquidity, and basically I didn't want like price to go straight down once it hit 12. And so once price was doing this right here, I decided to take a market enter 10 contracts short to take this out. Because honestly, I thought that the second it would hit 12 a.m. my time, price would shoot down. And this is what was happening as price was leading up towards 12, or I guess at 12 my time, right? Or 4 o'clock a.m. New York time. So once this hit, I FOMO'd into this trade because I didn't want to miss out on this opportunity. And as you can see here, eventually price kind of just went back up and I got stopped out. So that honestly really sucked. We took an unnecessary $800 loss. And for this trade right here, the reason why I set the limit order up here was that initially I thought price would come up here before taking out these lows. Like doing a little quick sweep and then coming back down. That was the initial thought, but the second I saw this, my mind kind of changed, so I FOMO'd into this trade. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Like for the second trade, we got a sweep, and then price eventually made its way down towards these lows during New York session. And yeah, as you can see here, this is pretty much how price ended up playing out. I was hoping, I didn't want to get too greedy in terms of taking profits, I didn't want to get too greedy targeting these lows because at this point we already took the $800 loss and we were floating around like, I don't know, 600 something, and I didn't want to have price reverse on me before coming back down here. And actually what happened was, once price came all the way down here, I moved my TP to like $75 profit. So it would have been a risk-free trade. But price started actually retracing back up. Like you can see this 15-minute wick here. Price almost stops me out and takes me out for that $75 profit. And luckily it did not, because I would have missed out on all this. And I would have been down 800 on the day. So yeah, some key lessons here. Like honestly, it could have, I'd say that this $825 win was definitely luck. But on top of that, look, I risked 10 contracts and I lost 800, and I risked 3 contracts and I made 825. It really goes to show that if you have a strong bias in terms of you have a strong draw on liquidity, you really don't need that many contracts to make that much, right? Which this is something I've experienced before, and I honestly really want to keep it to like max 5 micros, but just like the greed is really like sometimes controlling me, which honestly really sucks. Because that greed cost me $800, right? I could have been up 825 on the day, but instead I'm up 15, right? Which honestly really sucks. This could have gone either way, because like if I left this position on, what could have happened was that price would have swept all this and then went back up during New York, right? I would have taken a loss here. So that's definitely some luck at play here. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this trade recap. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright guys, so today's currently July 8th, 2025, and today I took a bunch of trades that resulted in a $1,480 win. I did start to risk a lot again, and that was honestly because of a comment on my last video by Ubermensch. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but basically they asked, why am I sizing so low on a combine? And it honestly reminded me of how I got my previous funded accounts, right? And I've been funded so far 4 times in my life with TopStep, and I'd say like for 3 of those combines I risked a lot. 2 of them I was able to pass in 2 days because I was very aggressive in the combine. There were actually some times where I actually had to like purposely lose just to go below the consistency rule. And yeah, I mean, I took a few trades last night, and I had to wait to like all of London and New York just to take a loss. But when you're risking like a lot more, you can make that in literally seconds. Like, I'll show you guys my trading history right here. Let's see. So these trades right here were the losses that I took. This one was during London, and then these 2 were taken this morning. So I was risking very little here, and obviously we took some losses. This one was taken during like, I'd say 12 a.m. my time, around there, 12:12, and I took the loss around exit time like 6, almost 7, right? We took the loss there, and then as you can see, like these trades, these were like 3-minute trades, 2-minute trades, and we're making this much, right? Obviously there's like risk management is out the window here, but the goal is to pass the combine, right? I honestly don't really want to waste time on this anymore, because I've had the feeling of passing within 2 days. Obviously, as much as you could gain, you can lose, right? Which it does suck, but I don't really want to be like wasting time on these combines, because first of all, you got the monthly fee. Second of all, you got all the time in the world to do this slow trading and less aggressive stuff on the actual Express funded account. So yeah, that's my plan. Looking to pass this combine quick. So yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, there's not too much to recap on these trades. Basically, this was the London session trade that I took. I was looking for price to actually come down, took my entry on a fair value gap, and then was looking for price to come up here, right, to take out this buy side. But price never did, went straight down, stopped me out. I took another trade right over here. Honestly, I didn't see a reason for price to come back down again. Like, I was looking for the New York session to be swept, and then price come back up to take out these highs right here, relative equal highs, as well as like the resting buy side, right? That was the initial plan. So that never happened, right? And what ended up happening was I took another almost $400 loss here. It was at that point where I actually read the comment and I was like, you know what? They're absolutely right. And then I slapped on 40 micros long, capturing like this area right here. Because honestly, I had very high conviction that price would continue higher. I think the trade was actually like right here to right here. I missed out on all of this, but whatever. Regardless, I would have like gone over the consistency rule, and I did not want that. So we'll either wait tonight or tomorrow to take the other trades. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright guys, so today is currently July 9th, 2025, and we officially passed the 50K Top Step Combine. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So basically, I took two trades, one in the London session and one in the New York session. If you look at my trading history here, it does show up as multiple, and that's because I entered market entry twice. If you guys look at the time, it's give or take the same time when the positions are entered and exited. So yeah, I mean, during the London session, I'll show you guys here. This isn't completely accurate in terms of my trade, like the actual trade. I obviously risked 40 contracts, which is a lot. I'm not condoning this at all, but you know, when you're in the combine, you want to just risk a lot and try to pass as fast as you can. And in my case, it did end up working out. However, I would say this is basically gambling, but obviously I didn't take these trades without any like confluence, right? So during the London session, I took a long. There was SMTs that formed. I waited for price to slowly go back higher. I was honestly waiting for either a retracement towards a fair value gap, or honestly just for price to continue higher to take out this resting equal highs, right? So honestly, my whole conviction was that price would go up. So I took that trade idea and just kind of slapped a long, 40 contract long. It was very tight, so it didn't really take much for price to hit my target or my TP, and I had no stop loss because I didn't want price to go the other way, stop me out, and then continue up, right? Because that would honestly really suck. Like I said, I'm not condoning this at all, but this is just what I did. I've honestly done this multiple times, and it's helped me pass majority of the combines that I've had. But you know, there's luck that comes with it, right? Because you're risking that much, you do need to really like have a strong conviction in where price is going. So for instance, we had SMTs here. As you can see, ES was going up, NQ was going down. I didn't see a reason for price to come down lower because we already swept all this sell side liquidity, formed SMTs, and there was I was looking for some kind of retracement to either continue lower or some kind of pull back all the way to sweep out these highs, right? And I honestly didn't need price to move this much. I'll be honest, I only targeted like max the top of this fair value gap right here. Because, you know, it's either, in my opinion, gonna retrace to continue lower or take out the buy side up here, right? Regardless, I was expecting price to at least come to this area. And yeah, so I slapped a 40 contract long when price did pull back a little bit here. And then, yeah, we just rode price to this high or this fair value gap, and we made $620. I didn't want to get too greedy because, like I said, either price is going to retrace, go lower, or take out the buy side. I was already up 600 here. I didn't really want to give it back if I didn't have to. And yeah, I was just kind of waiting for the next session, which is New York session. And yeah, let's get into that. So for the New York session, honestly, kind of the same trading idea. I was looking for price to go lower, right? As you can see here, we did form SMTs. And at this point, I didn't really think price could continue higher. And that's because we already swept all this resting buy side. We swept London right? Price displays all the way up here. I was looking for some kind of retracement again, right? So because I was looking for this retracement, I was expecting price to go towards some kind of fair value gap here. And so here is where I took my trade. Price went up. This was the fair value gap that I was targeting, and I slapped on 40 contracts short. And at this point, we hit TP, right? And we were sitting at 52,980 something. Like, I was basically $21 off. And so I literally had to take another quick trade. I actually got lucky on this one. So I made $40. However, in the settings, I set my TP to like, once it hits 25, I would get cashed out, right? Or that I set the TP to $25 on profit, and because price was moving so fast, I guess it kind of slipped a little bit. So I ended up making 40, which actually worked out so well. And the reason being is because when you're going, I did not change the contract amount. So I was actually going to risk one contract to make 20 something dollars. But instead I actually risked 20, and the commissions off that would have really killed my profits, right? I think it's like $14 each time I risk that much, right? Well, actually, no, $7.40. So I basically got pretty lucky with that. It went in my favor. And yeah, I mean, price just kind of went back down, hit my TP like really quick. Let's see here. Yeah, so literally the second that I shorted, I got exited like right away. And yeah, we made $40 off that, and that put me at $3,003. So we passed the challenge. Alright guys, so today's currently July 11th, 2025, and since the last recap, I took 2 trades. One resulted in a $340 win, and the other one resulted in a $580 win. So yeah, let's just get straight to the recap. Alright, so for the first trade that resulted in a $340 win, it was taken on July 10th during London session on the Nasdaq. The whole trade idea here was that I was expecting price to go higher. We had SMTs right here, Nasdaq and ES. There was resting buy side liquidity, and I was honestly looking for price to take this area out, right? Obviously I didn't hold all the way till here because I was risking quite a bit. This is on the Express funded account, so we can potentially get a payout with this. Obviously it's not great to risk that much, but I kind of just want to run it up. So yeah, I mean, yeah, honestly, I'd say the most important part here was my conviction in price going higher, and it's mainly on the draw on liquidity. Obviously, as you can see here, I did miss out on quite a bit of profit because price continued all the way up, but I'm not sure if I would have been able to stomach price coming all the way back down here and then coming back up, right? And especially we just got the account, and being up 300, you know, I didn't want to give that away. But yeah, I mean, not too much to say about this trade. Like I said, SMTs formed, resting buy side, looking to be taken out as the draw on liquidity. And yeah, I kind of just set a market order. Trade was very tight. We risked 20 contracts. And I say 340. One was a $40 trade, and the other one was a $300 trade. So yeah. Alright, and moving on to the $580 trade that was taken today during the New York session. Basically, we took 20 contracts short, and again, we did miss out on quite a bit, but you know what, being up 580 in a matter of minutes, I'll take that any day, right? So as you can see here, the whole trade idea was that I was expecting price to take out this sell side liquidity down here. So when New York opened, we swept all this buy side up here, retraced towards this 15-minute. Honestly, at some point when I was watching the charts, I was expecting price to go higher, but then price started to retrace and reject off this 15-minute order block. Price price started to reject out this 15-minute fair value gap. And once price started to go lower here, I decided to target this area as my TP, right? But obviously, because I was risking quite a bit, I was just taking what I could get. Price was kind of moving back and forth at the time here, and I honestly didn't want price to retrace because price was moving so fast. And yeah, basically as I was moving my TP down lower and lower to try and capture this, price spiked right to my TP and I didn't have a chance to do anything about it. But it resulted in a $580 win. And basically once price continued lower, I moved stops to break even, just in case trade went sideways. But yeah, I mean, currently on the Express Funded account, we're up about 875, and I'd say that's a pretty good start. I'm not sure when I'll take the payout, but right now I still need 3 more trading days of 200 or more before I can even request it. So yeah, I mean, I look forward to where we go from here. Alright guys, so that'll be all for this video. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And for those of you who stuck with me, honestly, thank you so much. I guess a few things that I wanted to say. Passing this account was definitely heavily reliant on high risk and luck, right? Obviously with some kind of bias, right, or confluence. The whole thing was basically like looking for a draw on liquidity and then building around that. So look for a draw and wait for either like retracement to fair value gap, SMTs, higher time frame confluence, and then risking a lot. Like I said, I basically passed this combine in 3 trading days. And yeah, I mean, it's not, I would not condone this at all, but if I'm being honest, for majority of the combines that I have passed was through this method, and I've passed so far, this is going to be my 5th one. So the last 3 combines that I did pass, I was basically using this method. Obviously between that, I have blown quite a few accounts. I honestly say, like, so far I'd probably bought like at least 25 combines, and I've only passed 5, right? And I've only gotten 1 payout from one of those combines. And honestly, at that time it was due to greed. And I'm trying my best to kind of take the greed away from my mind and more or less just focus on the process. Obviously risking a lot is like not a part of the process, right? But I'm kind of just rolling with it for now. I am definitely considering reducing risk a lot because I should be managing risk. And yeah, honestly, we'll see what happens from here. So yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.